Shalom, first and foremost. I give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to the Akim and to the elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of this earth, pushing the truth and faith and in all sincerity. I'm the brother Shema Allah from the GMS Houston camp. And, this lesson is going to be going into, being content with whatever situation, that you are in, that the Most High, have brought upon you. Because all things don't happen, randomly. All right. And the people of the world don't view things, as we view it, because we have been blessed with the spirit to see things, that they can't. All right. And to be spiritual, in a lot of matters. So whenever we are put in certain, situations, as far as, financially, or lacking things, things ain't going good, in that area, you gotta learn how to be content. All right. Because, you're going to have ups and downs, and you just got to learn how to deal with those. And because we just gotta have a mind that, bro, this is not our kingdom, bro. We are, we gonna put here to suffer. We are put here to, to endure things, right? And that's just the way it is. And that the Lord is, He's about, balance, and you can be a person, with, that's blessed, with a high paying job, or a lot of income coming in, the Lord will usually, basically, get you in other areas. I don't really want to say get you, but, and, for lack of better words, right, the Lord will basically, strengthen you in other areas, make you into other things, so that you can get built up, right? But yeah, I'm just going to get straight into it, right? This is Philippians 4:10. It says, "But I rejoice greatly in the Lord. But I rejoice in the Lord greatly, that now at the last your care of me hath flourished again, wherein you were also careful, but you lacked opportunity." Right? And this is Paul speaking to the Israelites. All right? I believe this is because it's Philippians. So I believe the church is the church of Philippi. I believe that's how you say it. So the Israelites that were here, okay, and he says, that basically they weren't able. I guess something happened to where they weren't able to take care of him for a particular period, but but they started back. They got back on track. Whatever the reason was. But he says, "Not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content." So he said, whatever state he is in, he have learned, to be content. All right, so it's not just something that you're just going to get, right off the bat. This is something that you're going to, have to learn and experience, through experience. When you're in these situations, you're going to learn, how to be, what to do, what decisions to make. We can't be like the people in the world, that they lose their shit. All right. Because when we have nothing, we still have this truth. We still have Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, right? We still have our faith, right? And this is, the most precious, riches or treasure of all that, that we possess, that nobody on the planet Earth can take away from us, no matter what condition or state that we're in. All right. And this is true comfort that we have. Right, to know that the Lord is dealing with us, to know, to be able to understand, like I believe it's in Jeremiah 9. It's basically that we are blessed to understand and know Him. So regardless of what we have, we are always rich in the Spirit. All right, we're never lacking on that part. All right, and that faith that we have to Yahweh Shai, that should carry us, throughout. Whatever. And it's going to go into that. It says, "I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound." It says, "Everywhere and in all things, I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. So you got to know how to operate in whatever situation you're in. When you up, right? When you up, you're doing good financially. You got to know how to be. All right. You don't want to be, you don't want to be too flashy, spending all your money up. You got to learn how to be, like, because you got to save up for the rainy days. All right. You got to be charitable, sharing with brothers. You got to know how to operate. All right. Don't be wilding out. And then when you don't got it, you got to know how to operate in those times. How to budget your money. What foods to eat. You can't be eating out all the time. You gotta cook. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. All right. You gotta learn how to adjust. All right, with the seasons of your life, and be content. And I'm like, oh man, I'm going through it. No, bro. It's just hard times, man. Everybody fall on hard times. Everybody, have time to where they ain't got the money like that. Bro, you just got to learn how to chill out, lay back, bro. Sometimes, you probably don't have the money because the Lord trying to sit you down somewhere. All right, this is Philippians 4:13. It says, I can do all things, through Yahweh Shai, which strengthens me. And this is the key thing. To have Yahushua. And it's important to remember that it's going to be through him that we're going to be able to, do all of these things. All right. To abound and to be a base, to lack at particular times and not have enough, because through all of those things, it just shows and increases our faith in him, our dependency on him, to where whenever we don't have enough, now we got to depend on the Lord more, and he's able to show his power that, that he got us, you see. And if we have a lot, not to become proud or, behave in a particular way, that you forget the Most High. Or like I said, just splurging and, living lavish, I mean, we can have nice things, bro. That doesn't matter, but it creates a problem when it's like out of control, and we all done it, but yeah, we just gotta know how to operate, and act. In every situation that we may be in, and be content with it. Be good. Like, hey, I'm all right. That's the main thing. Being content. I'm all right. Okay, not stressing, not just doing too fucking much, doing too much fucking worrying. All right, like, hey, this is what the Lord got me right now. Hey, look, I gotta be good with that. All right. You got a roof over your head and all of that. That's why I got this too. 1 Timothy 6 and 6. It said, but godliness with contentment is great gain. So, being content, I believe another way, or like a synonym for content, is to be like satisfied. All right. Let's just look it up real quick. Just a quick definition. It says a perfect condition of life in which no aid or support is needed. I don't like that one. Sufficiency is of the necessities of life. A mind contented with his lot. Why is it using a word to describe a word? Hold up. Let's just look it up. A state of happiness and satisfaction. All right, so yeah, I was right. A state of happiness and satisfaction for being, that's what content means. All right. So satisfied, like, I'm good with this. I don't need no more. I would like to have more, but I'm good. I just wait on the Lord. Whatever the Lord gives me, I'm happy with that. I'm fine. It's like what Solomon said we neither poverty nor riches. You know, we don't want to be poor, you know, or be rich, as in, you know, having overflowing wealth. All right, because a lot of those things can distract you. Like I said, by you having, you know, a lot of money or let's say riches, you know, it can distract you from the Lord too, because you're going to spend it. Like, you're not just going to have that money just, you know, just store it up. You're going to use it for something. Okay. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, you could find yourself in a bad situation. All right, I mean, this is Babylon. It's a lot to indulge into. It's a lot to spend your money on, you know. And then women come into play. Then when women come into play, hey man, it's really a dangerous game. Because when you got more money like that, you're gonna attract more women towards you, and women could take your mind away. I believe that the scripture said, wine and women. But I think it said women is the strongest. I believe so. But I continue on. It says, for we brought nothing into this world, and it's certain we can carry nothing out. All right, true, facts. And it says, and having food and raiment, let us therewith be content. Right, so you know, you got food, you know, you got clothes, you got a roof over your head. You know, you good, because a lot of people don't have that. They need that. All right, but food, clothes, roof, like that's what you need. This is what you need to survive. All right, you got the basic necessities. All right, be content with that. All right, because you're gonna have the time to where, you know, hey, you're gonna be doing way better than the situation that you are in. All right, and if you are up, I mean, I'm not gonna say like prepare for it, but you know, if it happens, you know, hey, when you don't have enough and when you're lacking, hey, just be good with that too. And you just gotta, like I said, you gotta learn the seasons of your life and know how to operate when you are in particular situations, so you're not hasty in your thinking. You gotta tap into different levels and different modes, you know, for whatever situations, you know, coming to your life. You gotta have a plan, you know. And it's not saying that you're gonna be able to, you know, plan perfectly, all right, because the Lord gonna have things go how He want them to go. But have a particular game plan, you know, how you would move, right? Whether you are up or whether you're down. All right. But it said, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. All right, so having all that money, all right, can make you, you know, hey, go off. All right, because it said, for the love of money is the root of all evil, while some covet it after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves with many sorrows. Okay, so chasing after the money, chasing after the bag, like Jake said. All right, it basically they start to compromise their morals, and you know, starting to do, you know, whatever it takes, you know, to get the money, to get the next dollar, right? And like I said, we have the true riches already. All right, so this is what we have. This is what our faith lies in. All right, we are rich, we are wealthy. Okay, and the physical riches will show up. All right, so but all we gotta know is that this life is just temporary anyway. So, you know, all of this, whatever situation we're in, will pass. All right, this is not our kingdom. So even if you are up and have, you know, you're good financially, all right, your mind or your heart shouldn't be set on those things. And if you don't have what you need, just know, hey, it's pretty soon, man, Yahweh Shah is going to give us what we need. All right, the reward will be so much greater than what we're dealing with now. Okay. So, yeah, that's the lesson, man. I hope this is edifying. With that, I'm going to say shalom.